Meantime, Evgeny Malkin, I love to call him, but it's Geno Malgin. Denis Malgin gets traded to the Colorado
Mm.
Avalanche yesterday, so the Leafs make a move. By the way, there is a roster freeze in effect, effective midnight Eastern time today. So it goes until the 28th, so the Leafs can't make any transactions waiver-wise or trade-wise. They sneak one in. They pick up Dryden from the Colorado Avalanche, who I believe was on waivers a couple of years ago, but I do think the writing has been on the wall for Denis Malgin, and this move makes a lot of sense, specifically with Calle Yarncroke coming back. What did you make of it?
Yeah, I didn't make much of it. I mean, I didn't dissect it too hard, but I mean, it's not a blockbuster by any means. You're kind of given one for the other. Look at their numbers. They're very, very similar. It's just kind of a nothing. It's something that I'm not going to think about a whole lot, but when you get into the numbers the way you do and dissect some things and get in the background, you tell me what you think about it.
Well, look at the numbers right there. 2 goals in 28 games for Dryden Hunt, 2 in 23 for Denis Malgin. I think they tried their best with Malgin 2.0. I think it's pretty clear that if he wasn't going to be in the top 6, he wasn't going to have a place in this lineup. They tried him in the bottom 6. I think where you look at Dryden Hunt, he's more of your prototypical bottom 6 shift disturber, if you will, a guy who can crash and bang. And I do think he's an upgrade over like a Wayne Simmons or like a Kyle Clifford. I think he's got a bit more of an offensive upside, and he's more of a modern day type, grinder, if you will. So it makes sense. I know the verbiage echoed that, after them talking about the trade is that, yeah, we just want to jumble things up in terms of the bottom 6 a bit more and player personnel. And I get it. And I think down the road too, provided maybe Hunt doesn't work out in Toronto, it opens up a roster spot, right? Because they're at 50 contracts. And certainly as you get closer and closer to the deadline, you add in the factor of potentially having to make a move with, draft picks involved, or just a draft pick going the other way and picking up a player. So I actually think it gives Kyle Dubas a bit more flexibility.
Yeah, the thing that rings to me is that modern day grinder type of thing where we're designed for the fourth line. I think it's, or the bottom 6 anyways. I think it's always, really tough when you get a Denis Malgin who in junior or whatever was a small, speedy scorer, but hey, we need you to play this role in the NHL, and it's not really your forte, but you're kind of pigeonholed into doing it because what are you going to do? Take Nylander's spot or take Tavares? Like, let's be honest, right? You're not going to be up there, Denis Malgin. So we need a guy who's more suited for that style of play. Need a guy that can get it deep and go bang and crash a little bit, cause some shit when the wheels are spinning up on the top 6, and play that kind of a grinder role where you're being physical and you're changing, the intensity of the game at times, and you can get out there when the team needs a bit of a bump up shift and keep the momentum going. So if he's able to do that, then I think it will be an upgrade just of style of play. And we don't need those guys scoring 12, 15 goals a year. It's great when they do, but it's not necessary. They build a team based on needs at certain times in the games. And if he wants to go play on that third, fourth line and actually create some energy, then I think that would be an upgrade.
It just shows you to put little to no stock in the preseason. Like, it's only like a month and a half ago, Denis Malgin was lighting the world on fire. He's one of Toronto's top point getters in the preseason. And lo and behold, 30 games in, yeah, fucking see you later. You're off to Colorado. Do you think they gave up too early on Malgin, or is he what he is at this point in his career?
No, I mean, you play him in the preseason and you're playing against, it's not an NHL game. You're not in the NHL. If you play in the preseason, you're not playing in the NHL. It's just simple as that. Why? Because it's not as good. You got junior goalies playing. You got all kinds of shit happening. It's not an NHL regular season game, and it doesn't count. So I don't really, that's why there's no stock put into that. I mean, it's nice when guys play well, but I just think that he wasn't going to do it in the role that we needed to do it. He's like I just touched on that energy line, that grinder, that hitting, that crashing, that banging and being an energy force out there. He's not able to do it. He wants to play, a different role. That's what he's suited for. That's what he's always done. So to try to expect him to be something he's not, get rid of him. Someone else can maybe use him on their third line. That's what they're looking for. And then we get this guy who can maybe fill a hole for us in something that we're lacking, because we don't have a lot of that with Clifford and Simmons out of the lineup, like you said.